Oh, brother, look at that fucking... Can you even see that? Whew. The veins. Today's main topic is going to be why you should compete. I've actually got notes on my phone so I can explain to it the best in my capabilities that I can. I just want to talk to you guys about my prep in particular. Now, I started in March of this year, obviously, and my first and only show this year was July 24th, 2022. I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't even think I'd get through it. I thought I'd get to like the 7-week out mark and be like, fuck this, I don't want to do this, so what is the point? Because I went from being a lifestyle client who was just into football, playing football on a weekly basis, but also wanted to change my mindset and my training and my nutrition, so therefore I approached Keefe. From that, I found my passion for bodybuilding and putting on muscle and just the whole aspect of everything, like nutrition, training, recovery, everything was going well. And it was one of the things where football, played since the age of 6, so I've been playing it for like 17, 18 years. It does take its toll on you eventually, and you do lose motivation, which I did. So I decided to go into a new sport, which was just myself. Like, if I fucked it up, it's down to me, because Keefe gives me a plan and I have to do my best to stick to that plan as best as possible, which I did throughout the whole prep of 20 weeks, I believe it was. Through that time, obviously, we had food coming down, energy levels hitting, cardio being increased, but that's the sport, man. I loved it. I loved doing every minute of it. As much as I moaned about it, it is definitely something that I enjoyed, and I look forward to getting back on stage in a few years, hopefully, or maybe next year with a good off season, but we'll have to assess that. But for people personally, I feel like a lot of people go into a prep thinking that it's going to be this life-changing thing of, oh, I'm going to get so many clients, I'm going to get all this business, I want to step on stage. And it's like, do you actually want to step on stage for yourself, or are you doing it for a completely different reason that isn't going to help you in the future? Now, what I mean by this is a lot of people go into it just to say that they stepped on stage, and it's like, I get it, and for myself it was partly for myself and partly for a business aspect, but more for myself. I wanted to prove to myself that I can go through what other people have done, come out on the other side, go step on stage and just embrace it. And I actually wanted to see if I enjoyed prep first and enjoyed stepping on stage before I made a decision if I'd carry on, which we found out obviously I enjoyed. Yeah, like a lot of people seem to go into it just like wanting to say they stepped on stage and claiming that they're bodybuilders. I mean, you can be a bodybuilder without stepping on stage. There's a lot of people online who have made a career out of bodybuilding that have never stepped on stage, and that's perfectly fine. Like, everyone's got their own avenues, everyone's got their own things. You don't have to step on stage in order to claim that you are a bodybuilder. Stage for me was definitely an eye-opener. It was fun. It was a lot smaller than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be massive. When you get out there, it's fucking hot. So any advice to people is be aware that it is hot out on stage. When you're overseeing everything, all you can see the judges in the front, but you can't see anyone else in the theatre, which is quite nice because you don't have that expectation of people. Like, you obviously know people are staring at you, but you don't have that expectation of, oh shit, like everyone's staring. I kind of like, you can see that personally, like you can't see it on stage. I want to talk to you about the pros and cons of competing. So I've listed down a few and I'll just try to go off it. Big pro of stepping on stage is your mindset improvement. I found that over the course of the 20 weeks, my mindset and my gratitude towards the smaller things increased massively. Like the fact that I can wake up every day, go do my cardio, have the same routine, have everything like that, and be tunnel visioned into one project made my mindset so much greater. Going into the gym or going into cardio with energy levels at an all-time low, feeling like shit because you're just lean. You're so lean, you just feel draggy and achy, and still having to hit step goals on top of that. Your mindset adapts and your mindset gets stronger and stronger. That takes you into anything. Like, if you can go for a prep and have that mindset, you can put your mindset into anything. You can put your mindset into business, you can put it into whatever you deem necessary, but just know that prep is definitely a mindset improvement. In my eyes, I feel like my mindset has improved drastically since starting bodybuilding and obviously doing the prep. With that being said, you also learn how much you can push yourself. Everyone always thinks that there's a limit, but your body is so much more stronger and your mind is so much more stronger than you actually think. I know I had days where I thought cardio was just not going to happen. Like 40 minutes of cardio on a HIIT basis, which was like 30 seconds all out, 90 seconds steady state. You find out that once you get to a certain point, it was always for me like 15-20 minutes in, you've done the hard part. You've done the initial 20 minutes, which is the hardest part, and now it's just a home stretch. And that goes the same as the weeks. That the first 15 weeks of prep were like easy, and then it starts getting harder and harder. So you do learn how much you can push yourself, and the limit that your body can actually take and adapt to as well is superior. With that being said as well, with prep you do learn your circle. You learn your circle and you learn who supports you. Like on a day I had so many messages of people saying good luck, and I appreciate everyone, but also I appreciate more the people who were actually around me and supported me throughout the whole prep, saying, oh, you look good, keep it up, like I see how much you've been pushing. Instagram people were always on me because I just treated it as like a journal. I treated Instagram as a journal. Every day I had like the cardio, filmed myself at the end of cardio sweating my tits off, and people appreciated that and started to take on board what I was doing. It was like having a YouTube series but on Instagram, and it was just like constantly updating people with what's going on, even though it was the same shit every day. It got people into it, and it got people actually got some people doing like motivating, and got people into the gym and started to do cardio and everything like that, and people were asking advice, which is good. So you learn your circle and you learn who supports you, and especially after prep as well. I don't forget these things. I remember who supports, and I know that I will pay you back in some sort of way. Like obviously supporting other people myself is a good one, and obviously supporting the people on Team Keith at the moment. Obviously the boy Steve, supporting him in the British finals, and yeah, all the other clients with Keith, so keep that up. And anyone else who competes, I support that full-heartedly because I know how much it takes. Another pro is, like I said earlier, experience of the show is good. Like obviously it's a very long day, but it's a good experience. Once you're over that initial emotional side of things, you realise how much the experience of the day is actually very big, and you're grateful for it and you want to do it again. Like obviously I'm not going to do it, but I want to step on stage again. I want to do it right now. Like obviously I can't because I haven't got abs. I've barely got abs anymore, but yeah, it just makes you want to do it again, which is always a good sign. If you didn't want to do it again, and obviously it's not for you, and you could just go into another avenue or carry on bodybuilding without actually stepping on stage. But yeah, the whole process of leading up to it, like peak week I did for the first time, dropping water, everything like that, you learn from this, and then it obviously takes you into the next time you step on stage. You know what to do and what not to do, so just embrace it. I would say to anyone who's prepping, if you enjoy the social media side of things, definitely invest in a YouTube and actually making a YouTube channel and documenting it. It doesn't have to be all this clear-cut bullshit that you see on YouTube. It can just be simply you just doing what I do, just taking clips out of the day and turning it into a video. Show your workouts, show your full day of eating, show what it takes to get shredded, and show the rough parts as well. People love having that rough, brutally honest chat and brutally honest engagement. That's what gets people into the realism. Talking about the cons, so with the cons, I don't want to like shit on people or make people feel like they can't do it, because you definitely can. There's just obviously different people have different ways of doing things. There's different expenses. So that is the number one, is expenses. It can cost quite a bit to do a prep and bodybuilding in general. Obviously you've got to take into consideration you're paying for a show, posing trunks, tan, Airbnbs or hotels. The food obviously takes up a big majority. Supplements can take up a big majority. The gym memberships, everything like that comes part of it. It can cost quite a lot, so be prepared that you are willing to spend money whilst on this prep. That's why I said if you've got a tunnel vision and you like for me, I had no commitment, so for me it was easy to do. Like I would literally have the same repeated day, day in day out, and I could spend my money on supplements and all this stuff that is required because I didn't have anything else to pay out for other than your typical like rent and stuff like that. Expenses, yeah, definitely I would say is one of the biggest parts of a prep. Just be aware that you will have to spend some money, and it might ruin your bank account for a little bit, but like I said, there's always different coaches have different approaches, and there's always different ways to go about this. Don't be too disheartened with it, because you can definitely do it on a budget, and you definitely can get shredded in different ways that don't cost as much. Having no commitments. If you do have commitments, just be prepared that you are going to sacrifice a few things. Sometimes you are going to come across as jealous and an arsehole. It's just a natural thing with prepping. Your energy levels get low, and your only focus is basically, I need to save my energy for the gym. And if I can't save my energy for the gym, or you're trying to get in my way, fuck off. Like, I don't want to know. That is how people, and especially myself, approached prep. And it's something that you have to learn over time. Like obviously with your first time, I feel like it's going to be natural to do that, but over time you do realise to prioritise other things, like family and stuff do come first. So realistically, just be aware that your commitments do have an effect on the way you can prep. Obviously you can have like family, kids, go on holiday and stuff and still prep, that's fine. But I know a lot of people, including myself, don't like to have too many distractions. So like during my prep, no holidays, no going out, no restaurants, no nothing like that. My day was literally just wake up, go do cardio, come back, work, go gym, prep food, repeat. And anything that tried to get in my way, I didn't want to know. That is part of prep as well. You do have to be a little bit selfish sometimes, because you do have to make sure that you are a priority, and you do have to make sure that what you're getting done is getting done. So like your cardio, your steps, your training, you have to make sure that gets done. That's like a priority with prep, and you should be aware of that if you are going to a prep. If you're going to the prep with the fact that you're going to half-ass it, you're probably not going to get anywhere, you're not going to place, and you're probably just going to regret. Like, what's the point? You're just going to regret shit, and afterwards you're going to be like, oh, I could have done that better, I could have done that better. No. Like for me, I know obviously there's improvements, but the actual prep side of things, there's nothing more I could have done. Like I did everything necessary. I did cardio, steps, training, everything was on point. Posing was done every training session. So there's not much more I could have done. Improvements for next time. And I hope you guys actually take in some of this information and kind of use it in your own mindset if you do want to compete or not. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful sport. Like I think it's fucking amazing. But I know a lot of people think it's weird. I know a lot of people don't want to prep, but don't want to consider themselves bodybuilders because so. There's many different ways to skin a cat. There's online coaches who have never stepped on stage and don't look like they're ever going to step on stage. There's YouTubers the same, TikTok, everything. There's so much avenues you can go down nowadays. Just find out what you enjoy the most. If you enjoy creating content more than you do actually stepping on stage, and then the sway towards the content side of things. For me, I love doing this right now. Like the content I actually love doing, and I also want to step on stage, so it goes hand in hand. I hope you take this into consideration. My fucking legs are feeling vascular right now. I don't know why, because like I haven't even trained, but peace.